Hey, 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 everybody. What I want to talk about is why women get so hurt in relationships. Why are women experiencing so many bad situations with men and getting hurt? And this is, there's a lot of this going on, but there's a reason for it. Okay. There's things that are happening that are causing this. And I'm going to break that down in this video. The number one thing is women are not allowing the men to lead the relationship. Women don't tend to understand the importance of allowing a man to lead the relationship. As a woman, you should never be leading a relationship. And I'm going to tell you why. Men lead with their intentions. Okay? So his moving the relationship forward or not moving the relationship forward, not taking things to the next level, these things are happening for a reason. Okay? He's not doing it because he doesn't want to. He's going to lead the relationship based on what his intentions are. Okay, so if his intentions are to be with you, he's going to lead the relationship in the direction of being with you. If his intentions are to benefit without taking the relationship any further, he's going to set things up that way. Okay, so he's always leading you where he wants to go. So this is why it's important for you to allow him to lead, because it allows you to see where he's trying to take you. Is he trying to take you nowhere? Okay, where this situation isn't going anywhere. You can tell that by the way he's leading the relationship. If he's giving you all kinds of things about why this can't be a relationship or things like that, that's letting you know he's not leading in that direction. And you can feel when he's not leading it in that direction. But here's the problem. This is why women get themselves hurt. Okay. So I'm going to step into the next big thing that you need to realize. The reason women get hurt is because they can't accept the truth of the situation. They just can't accept the truth. And they would rather deal in fantasy. So what I mean by that is this, okay? When he's not leading the relationship towards a relationship. And what do I mean by that? Taking you into a relationship. Okay? In a real way. You can feel, you know what you feel. You can feel like, I don't know where this is going. I don't know where I stand with him. All of these kinds of things are telling you he's not leading this in the direction of a relationship. That's not where this has been going. So instead of you accepting the truth of that, you come up with all these reasons why he's not moving it forward. Okay. It's not that he doesn't want to, which is the truth. And for whatever reason, doesn't matter what reason he doesn't want to. Because at the end of the day, it just means you're still landing in the same place, not being with him. Does it matter why? The way that's going to feel to you is not going to feel any different based on the reason. See, that's the fantasy. That's when you can't accept the truth. It doesn't matter why a man doesn't want to be in a relationship with you or why he's not taking it to a relationship with you. The bottom line is this is not going to be a relationship. So you need to accept that truth and not create a fantasy in your mind, where you picture, you make that picture look better than what it is. Accept the truth, because see, then you can get yourself out of, being hurt by the situation, because then later on, how can you be mad when this didn't turn into a relationship when that wasn't where he ever was leading the relationship? You just couldn't accept the truth of that. And you created all of this stuff in your mind around it so that you could continue to deal with him without dealing in the truth that this is going nowhere. And see, you have to understand, you cannot make a man do what you want him to do. This is how you get hurt. This is the next point that leads me right into my next point of why women get hurt. They're too controlling. Okay, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. Women are too controlling in relationships with men, and it backfires on them. What do I mean by that? you're willing to force it. So here's the thing. You won't let the man lead because you want to control the pace of the relationship. You can do that, but it ends in you getting hurt. That's what happens every time. So how does that happen, right? So he's not leading it towards a relationship. And instead of you accepting the truth of that, you start trying to control it. You're going to make it be a relationship. You're going to move it yourself towards a relationship. Well, here's the thing about that. Some men will allow you to do that and some won't. If you do that, you're still not getting a real relationship. And what does that mean? He is not going to move, meaning within himself. Because you forced him into a relationship or you controlled the situation where you were able to move it forward and he allowed you to do that, that didn't make him move forward within himself. That's why you have women who are in relationships with men. And then when certain things are happening and they're not getting what they want, you can tell the man is still not in the relationship within himself. You cannot move him into feeling a way he doesn't feel. So if he wasn't ready for a relationship and you want to control the situation and be in a relationship, make it a relationship somehow and control it, and you get that relationship, okay, now y'all in a relationship. Yeah, you pushed it and he's in a relationship with you that he's not in, that he's not present for, and that he still within himself didn't want to be in. So then later on, when it comes out and he's ready to walk away, he's breaking up, he's cheating, he's doing whatever, then you're hurt. But that wasn't just because you got him to do it, didn't mean that's what he wanted to do. If he wanted to do it, he would have led it in that direction. That's why it's always better to let the man lead the relationship. Okay? Because you're not going to be able to make him be in a relationship with you. You can make him in terms of that's what it'll look more like a relationship than it did before. But you cannot make him himself be in the relationship. You can't make him want something that he didn't want. You can't make him want you more than he already did. You're just going to set yourself up to be giving more and in the end to take a loss. So always accept the truth. When you meet a man and it seems like, you can feel it within yourself where it feels like this just isn't really going anywhere. Accept it as that. Okay, for whatever reason, he doesn't want to. If he's not with you and he's not being with you, he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be. He would do it. If he wanted to, he would. So that's where you have to deal with your own self-esteem and why it's so hard for you to deal with the fact that somebody may not want to be with you. See, that's a self-esteem issue because for every single one of us on this planet, there's somebody who doesn't want to be with us. Okay, every person is not going to want to be with us. But when you can't handle that, when you can't handle a man not wanting you, you're setting yourself up to be used. You're setting yourself up to be hurt and abused. Because now you're going to try to prove to yourself that you're worthy by getting somebody who doesn't want you to go through the motions with you. And then in the end, they're still not going to want you like they didn't in the beginning. And now you're going to be hurt because you've lost more. You've invested more. So always deal with yourself and why you can't handle these things. Because it doesn't make you less of a person because this person doesn't want you. There's somebody that doesn't want all of us. Okay, there's somebody that's not going, just like, ain't there somebody you don't want to be with? Ain't there somebody you wouldn't want? Do that mean that they terrible and less than and all of this stuff? No, you just don't want them. You just don't feel it. You just don't want them. So when a man is telling you anything that's saying this is not, how does a man lead a situation where it's not going to be a relationship? Well, he's going to tell you a reason why it can't be a relationship. He's going to give you something that puts on the brakes, that tells you he's not leading this into a relationship. A man telling you he's not ready for a relationship, that's a way of telling you this is going nowhere. Waste your time if you want to. Because if that were the truth, and it was a woman he really wanted, and his intentions were a relationship, he's not going to tell her that because it's not going to lead to a relationship. He might lose her at that point. He's not going to take that risk. But if it's a woman he doesn't want, and he tells her he's not ready, it's not a risk. Okay, so what happens is she's either going to have the self-esteem to walk away and be like, okay, this isn't going to go anywhere, so I'm going to move on to someone that I can get what I want from, or have the kind of situation that I want from. Or she's going to stick around and give a bunch of benefits where he can just kind of benefit from that situation. But, you know, it was kind of established in the energy at the start that this was going nowhere. Okay, but then, you know, for a lot of men, he's kind of leaving that up to her. You know, it's her choice to decide. See, what you control is you. Don't try to control the man. If he is giving you, if you have feelings that this isn't, you know, leading towards a relationship, you want to acknowledge that. If he gave you any reason that it's not going to be a relationship. See, a man who wants you, he's not going to dangle a relationship in front of you for you to chase like a carrot. And when men do that, they're leading with their intentions. And what are their intentions? To keep getting the benefits without having to give you the relationship, because they don't want to give that to you. They don't want to do that. So what he's doing is telling you the truth. What he's doing is telling you where you stand, where this is going. So this is why being able to accept the truth is vitally important. It's very important that you be able to see what he's doing and allow it to be what it is. Not to take it and turn it into something else to comfort your weak self-esteem so that you can feel better about yourself, because you're just going to hurt yourself in the end. Because guess what? Those true feelings he has, just because you ignore the truth doesn't change the truth. So you can ignore that he doesn't really want you. He's not really, you know, wanting to make this a relationship. But in the end, you're going to be the one hurt, because it's not going to change the truth. Meaning, it's not going to make him suddenly want one. It's not going to make you get the result that you want. Even if he goes through the motions of a relationship with you, guess what you got? A relationship with somebody that you can feel doesn't really want you. And then now you're going to be in a relationship where you're begging him to do more, to put more effort, to care more, and all of this, because he doesn't. He didn't want it to begin with. So it doesn't benefit you. So you have to stop doing that. Stop controlling it. Stop not accepting where the direction the man is leading the relationship is, because that direction he's leading it in is the ultimate direction anyway. Now you can get there in the beginning, right there in the beginning, right up front. You can get to that destination, or you can go through the motions with him, invest a bunch of stuff, and end up in that same situation later. So you can accept that this is not going to be a relationship now, or you can accept that this is not going to be a relationship 10 years later when you still don't have a relationship. You can accept that he doesn't really want you right now, or you can accept that he doesn't really want you later, 5 years later, after you've invested all of this stuff, and then he walks away after he's taken so much from you. It's always better to accept the truth in the beginning, because what's happening in the beginning, and that, you know, the feelings that you're getting early on, when you're the one having to push up on him, you're the one having to lead the situation. The fact that you have to lead the situation, if you had to make that relationship happen, that's because it would have never happened without you. Meaning he wasn't never finna do it. He didn't want it. He didn't want it. See, and the difference between that, think about that. Think about something that you wanted and went after versus something you didn't really want, but you took it because it was free. Okay, so you can't say that he's just a terrible person. It's part of that is in a little bit in human nature. You ever been in a, got offered something for free you didn't really want, you wouldn't buy it. But if it's free and somebody just gonna give it to you, I'll take it. Yeah, give it here. It's kind of that type of energy. It wasn't gonna be no relationship if he had to holler at you. If he had to do the calling, he had to do the texting, he had to do the taking you out, he had to do the putting in effort, he had to do the buying you gifts. If any of that had to happen, it surely was never gonna happen. But since it's free, hey, I'll take it. It's that kind of thing. You may not like laptops. You may prefer iPads. But if somebody gonna give you a free laptop, hey, I'll take it. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person that a man just took. I didn't really want it, but it was so easy. It was right there. I'll take it. Okay? So this is some of the ways that you're setting yourself up to be hurt. By doing these things. You do this for yourself. When you meet a man, you let him lead for yourself. Let him lead it where he wants it to go. Because if he leads it in a direction that's saying this ain't going nowhere and this ain't no relationship, he helped you out. He prevented you from wasting your time on him and getting hurt. Let it go where he wants it to go. Don't intervene and try to make it go in a different direction and control the situation. Because you can't accept the truth. You're gonna have to accept the truth eventually anyway. You're gonna face it. If there's a man who didn't want you and you couldn't face it, I don't care if it's 2 years later, you will find yourself having to face the fact that man didn't want you. Even if you have to face it when he gone, when he walk away from you, when he ghosts you. You don't want to face that he don't care about you. But you will face it when he treats you like he doesn't. So face it in the beginning before you've lost so much, before you've invested so much. Face it in the beginning. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid to face the truth. Because you're going to face it anyway. It's a much more painful way when you do it later. Okay? So that's that, ladies. And if you're struggling with that, like if you're really struggling to get in a place where you can do that, where you can accept that truth, actually, I recommend the Divine Feminine Bootcamp for that. It takes you through a lot of those processes. So it's really good for that. All right. So that's that, my loves. I will talk to you later. Bye.